Chaz back again for Direct RC, and it took us no time to figure out how much fun the Speck-SCT is from our friends over at Hobby Plus. The brushless version comes out of the box pushing 19 to 20 miles per hour with the stock gearing, but Hobby Plus takes it one step further, and they include optional gearing in the package so you can squeeze out more speed. So what I'm going to do is pull you guys over to the bench. We're going to see how easy it is to swap out these gears, and then we're going to take it out and see how much of a difference it adds to the top end. So let's get over to the bench and get to work, and then we'll get out and see how much of an impact it makes. I've got the body off, and what I'm seeing here are two screws on this transmission case that connect into the motor mount plate. So I'm going to take this shock off. I've got my 1.5 millimeter driver. So I'm just going to take the top shock mount off and spin that shock down out of the way. Create a little bit more space down here for me to be able to work with. I'm actually going to unscrew it from the bottom as well and just completely move it from what I'm trying to do. Simple as that. We're going to get in here. We're going to take out one screw right here. Just like that. And then I'm going to get in here and I'm going to take out the bottom screw, just like this. You could also take that wheel off. That would also give you a little bit easier access to things. But I did that with no problem. And then we are going to get that transmission cover out of the way. And we can see the spur and the pinion gears right here. I am going to go ahead and remove this wheel and just get that out of the way so the camera can see things a little bit more clearly. And I think it will help with giving easier and better access for things also. So I'm going to take my 4.0 wheel hex box driver right there, the same one I used for the wheel and tire. I'm going to use that to spin the nut off and then just grab a hold of this spur gear and on both sides evenly kind of pull, and that will slide right off. Next thing I can do is unscrew the motor mount, and that will give me the chance to get the motor out, and I can get the pinion gear off just like that. I'm going to remove these other two screws from the top of the motor mount because that pinion gear is just a little bit too big. It won't slide out freely. So I will do this and get the whole shebang up out of there. Get all of that freed up. And now I can get easier access to be able to get things out of here. So then you can just take the motor shaft and slide it through that little gap right there until you get the pinion gear in this larger hole, and it just slides right out. So next up, we've got to get this pinion gear off. So I'm just going to take some needle nose pliers. I'm not going to squeeze the motor shaft. I don't want to mar that at all. But I'm just going to get down underneath the pinion, and I'm just going to use leverage on the motor, kind of use my finger on this side over here, and gradually pull until the pinion gear just pops right off. Now, typically, you do not want to remove a pinion gear that way because you can really damage your motor or your motor shaft. So it is not a great way to do that for most motors, but it works out just fine for this one. So now we're just going to grab the other gearing and get it installed. Now, if you look at the stock gearing, on the spur gear, you'll see that there is an A right there. And on the optional gearing, you guessed it, there is a B. And if you hold them up to each other, there is a noticeable size difference. So we want a smaller spur gear to get a little bit more speed. And as far as the pinion goes, if you look at the pinion, there is a 3 right here on the side of the pinion. And then the spare pinions have a 1 and a 2. So for the pinion, we want to go bigger pinion, smaller spur. So we're going to go with the 1 size pinion. That is the biggest pinion that there is. with the A size, or with a B size spur gear. That's a smaller spur. So that's all we need to do. I'm going to get these mounted up, get everything put back together. It is really simple. Then we just have to make sure we get the gear mesh correct. Now I'm going to use my handy gear puller to mount my pinion. I'm going to get that right there. Get the motor centered up in here, and then start twisting until there's a little bit of pressure and everything's held in place. I'm going to get the motor nice and centered to where everything's lined up real good, and then start twisting this into place here. Getting good resistance, and then right there, that's it. And now I have my new pinion mounted and ready to go. And now we just work backwards. We stick this motor right through there, get the shaft down in that little gap right where it was. We get the motor mount holes lined up, and we get the screws put right back in where they're supposed to be. And I don't want to get the screws in too tight yet, because I need to make sure that I get the mesh just right before I get everything tightened down. There we go. Get that slid back into place, just like that. And then we've got these longer screws. That hold the motor plate in place. Get those screwed back in nice and tight, not too tight. You don't want to over tighten anything, that's not good. Now we need to get the spur gear on here. Now there is an oblong shape, so you just got to make sure that you get it lined up with the shaft that goes on there. Kind of wiggle it into place so it lines up with the pinion. And then you're going to just drive the nut back on there. Simple as that. And get the motor mesh right where it needs to be. That looks good right there. Hold everything down tight and get that screw tightened up. Get this screw tightened up. And now, yep, got just enough play in there. Things feel nice and free. Get the transmission plate mounted back up. Slap the shock back on here. Want to make sure you get it mounted into the same mounting position as you did when you took it off. That way your geometry doesn't get messed up. The wheel reattached. Get that wheel nut put back on so that doesn't come flying off, because that's not good for anybody. And just like that, we are back in action. Now let's go see how much speed we just added to this thing. As you can see, we're running a total stock setup here. The only thing different, including the stock battery, the only thing different is the gears that I swapped out. So I've got the GNSS GPS speedometer on here with some speed tape strapped to the body. Now let's give this thing a run. All right, we are lined up and let's give it a rip. Full throttle. And bring it back towards us. One more pass for good measure. The only thing left to do is get a reading on the GPS. So let's go ahead and throw it up here and hit the stop button. Read it, and 24 mile an hour, that's a 5-mile-an-hour gain. That is significant. And that is the beauty of the Speck-SCT from Hobby Plus. You can gain faster top end without having to spend $1 because they already include the optional gearing. Now, what I'd like to hear from you is how fast have you gotten your Speck-SCT to go? And what mods have you made to do that? So drop those comments down below, and we'll see you next time.